Hello and welcome back to Todd Rolls Dice, where we're going to take a look at day 19 of our Grotmas Calendar. Oh come all ye faithful, the floating babies have a present for you. Sing a song of praise. Today's Grotmas Calendar detachment is none other than the Champions of Faith for the Adepta Sororitas. Let's see what's going on with the Champions of Faith. When a truly vital mission must be completed, the Adepta Sororitas assemble their most skilled and pious warriors, whether they muster in the marshalling cloisters of a holy shrine, aboard a dropship thundering through hostile skies, or even upon the open field of war amid foundationing explosions and heaped corpses. These hand-picked champions of the Imperial Creed halt long enough to kneel and pray to the God Emperor. Only once they have sworn irrevocable oaths to the master of mankind, promising they will die before failing him, do they advance, bound by the promises they have made, and sure in the knowledge they are the finest exemplars of their order. These champions of faith stride out with unshakable purpose and fiercely focused determination to prevail no matter the cost. That's another word salad paragraph, isn't it? The detachment focuses on the most devout of the devout, the Celestians. Their righteous purpose adds 1 to the OS of Celestian Sacrosancts, and lets players discard miracle dice to make Battle Sisters, Celestian Sacrosancts and Paragon Warsuits righteous. When a unit is righteous, it is braver, it moves faster, and it fights harder for the glory of the Master of Mankind. Righteous units are rewarded for their devotion elsewhere in the detachment as well. For example, the Mark of Devotion adds 1 to the attacks characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons, but while they are righteous, it adds another attack and a point of damage as well, making any character into a threat to be feared. To the Heart of Heresy succinctly describes the purpose of this detachment: to take the purity of the Sisters of Battle and use it as a torch to burn out evil at the source. This stratagem grants additional strength to your units in the fight phase, and additional armor penetration as well if they're righteous. Prayers up while we remain in the mood for holiness tomorrow. It's time for the Blood Angels. Surely Blood Angels should be last, they should be the final, because they are the Sanguineous Legion. And isn't Sanguinem, I don't know, there's a religious holiday that's basically Christmas that's all around the Blood Angels, right? Or maybe I don't know much about the Blood Angels, but yeah, they're up tomorrow. Anyway, let's look at this overly zealous detachment, shall we? Enhance. So, Champions of Faith detachment rule, righteous purpose. In your command phase, you can discard up to 3 of your miracle dice. For each discarded, you can select 1 Adepta Sororitas unit from your army. Until the start of your next command phase, that unit is righteous. While a unit is righteous, add 1 to the movement characteristic of models in that unit. Improve the leadership characteristic of models in that unit by 1, and improve the weapon skill and ballistic skill characteristics of weapons equipped by Battle Sister Squads, Celestian Sacrosancts and Paragon Warsuit models in that unit by 1. Keywords: while the Celestian Sacrosancts units from your army are not battle shocked, add 1 to the objective control characteristic of Celestian Sacrosant models in that unit. So spend a miracle dice, or discard, but spend a miracle dice to make 1 unit 1 better on most of its stats. Is that a good trade-off? I suppose it depends on, it's in your command phase, so I'm assuming you've already rolled your miracle dice. If you've got rubbish ones, yeah, okay, I can see this working. Enhancements. Triptych of Judgment, 15 points. Adepta Sororitas model only. Each time a model in the bearer's unit makes an attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers to the attack's ballistic skill or weapon skill characteristic, and or any or all modifiers to the hit roll. Seems pretty good. Mark of Devotion, 30 points. Adepta Sororitas model only. Add 1 to the attack's characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. While the bearer's unit is righteous, add 2 to the attack's characteristic, and add 1 to the damage characteristic, the bearer's melee weapons instead. So, you would take that and always make whatever you put it on righteous every turn to get full use out of that. Eyes of the Oracle, 10 points. Adepta Sororitas model only. The bearer's weapons have the precision ability Each time the bearer's unit destroys an enemy character model, you gain 1 CP. Ooh, situational but nice. Okay, for 10 points, potentially gaining an extra... Yeah, okay. I'd need to know what units you can put that on to make that work, but potentially that's a very solid 10 points to spend to gain a couple of CP in a battle. And Sanctified Amulet, 25 points. Adepta Sororitas model only. Enemy units that are set up on the battlefield from reserves cannot be set up within 12 inches of the bearer. So that's very similar to Infiltrators, I want to say, of the Space Marines. Just a 12-inch deep strike deny. Always very nice. 25 points. It's pricey, but it's worth taking. Especially on a unit that's going to stay in the back of your board. Just protect that deployment zone. Over to the stratagems now. We have all of them at 1 CP and 2 strategic ploys for battle tactic stratagem. Shield of Denial. When any phase just after a mortal wound is allocated to an Adepta Sororitas unit from your army, target that Adepta Sororitas unit, effect, until the end of the phase. Models in your unit have the Feel No Pain 6-up ability against mortal wounds. If your unit is righteous, until the end of the phase, models in your unit have the Feel No Pain 5-up ability against mortal wounds instead. We're seeing that a lot as well. It's useful, but 6-up probably isn't going to make a huge amount of difference. 5-up is nice, but yeah, it's more themey than anything else, I think. Suffer Not the Unfaithful. Well, I feel like I'm being targeted with that one. When your shooting phase or the fight phase, target 1 Adepta Sororitas unit from your army that is righteous and has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase. So they have to be righteous for this to work. Select either the lethal hits or sustained hits 1 ability until the end of the phase. Weapons equipped by models in your unit have the selected ability. Very nice, but again that's just a reused stratagem from previous detachments of the Grotmas stuff. To the Heart of Heresy. When fight phase, target 1 Adepta Sororitas unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Effect, until the end of the turn, improve the strength characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in your unit by 1. If your unit is righteous until the end of the phase, improve the armor penetration characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in your unit by 1 as well. Okay, convoluted as hell. So until the end of the turn, improve the strength characteristic by 1. But if it's righteous, improve the AP by 1, but only for that phase. Why not just have it for either both of them for the turn or both of them for the phase, just to make life a little easier? Path of the Righteous. When fight phase, target 1 Adepta Sororitas unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Effect, until the end of the turn, each time a model in your unit makes a pile-in or consolidation move, it can move up to 6 inches instead of up to 3 inches. When doing so, if your unit is righteous, it does not need to end that move closer to the closest enemy unit, provided it ends the move as close as possible to the closest enemy unit. Okay, I see how it would work. I just feel like the righteous bits are adding needless complexity to this, but okay. Bastions of Faith. When fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Target 1 Castellan Sacrosanct unit that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking units. Effect, until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets your unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Additionally, if your unit is righteous, you can select 1 other Sacrosanct's unit from your army that is not battle shocked and within 6 inches of your unit. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets that Sacrosanct's unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll as well. Again, that just feels like it's adding needless complexity. It's good, it's very good, as long as you're running Sacrosancts. Indefatigable Dedication. When your movement phase, just after an Adepta Sororitas unit from your army falls back, target that Adepta Sororitas unit. Effect, until the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot in a turn in which it fell back. Your unit is righteous, until the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back instead. Now that righteous option on that final stratagem there, actually it works and it fits the same time frame as that stratagem. So it is the turn. You can either use it on a normal non-righteous model and you can shoot in a turn you fell back, or you can use it on a righteous model, unit, whatever, and you can shoot or declare a charge in the turn as well. Right? So the wording is concise and it fits the exact same time frame that it's talking about. You're not having to do one bit in one part of a phase and then another bit for the rest of the turn. Not messy. I think these stratagems, while they are basically doing the same thing as many of these Grotmas detachments have been doing, because you're playing around with a different state, like a heightened state of model, because you can make some righteous. It's convoluting and complicating and just confusing a lot of what this actually is. Look, I don't know the sister stuff. Maybe a lot of the sister stuff is like this and you've got to constantly keep tabs on statuses of units. This is just needlessly complex to my mind, in all honesty. I don't think it's a bad detachment. I think these options here are quite good. I think the enhancements are quite good. I think it serves the purpose that they're trying to show. And obviously, taking away miracle dice is probably hampering you quite a lot, especially with the recent changes to miracle dice in the rules update. But also, making units righteous is quite nice. But the stratagems just seem to bring in complexity that's not really needed. Just say, you can do this, or if it's righteous, you get this as well. Don't mess around with turns and phases, and it's so wordy. A lot of this stuff just feels, and part of that might just be because my head is pounding and I've got a banging headache and the lemsips aren't helping. But the Champions of Faith, it doesn't sound fun to me. But like I've said, I am not a Sisters player. It's not even an army I would ever consider, because I cannot get behind the narrative. I don't think this is bad. I don't think it's great. But that's just my view. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.